Hello friends, now we discuss with another chapter, that is the cell. So first we have to explain the definition of the cell. Then as per the definition is concerned, the cell can be defined as structural and functional unit of the life, or cell is the structural and functional unit of the living organism. So to explain the definition, we have to explain why we say the cell are the structural unit and why we say the cell are the functional unit. So first we will explain why we say the cell are the structural unit. So that the cell as the structural unit implies the body of all living organism is composed of cell or cells and cell products. And here this definition implies the body of all living organism is composed of cell. Here the cell is implies for the unicellular organism. Let us take example of amoeba. Here whose body is composed of single cell. That's why here the first part of the definition implies the body of all living organism is composed of cell. Next the cells and cell product. The second part of the definition implies for the multicellular organism where the body is composed of the many cells. For example, this is our body. Our body is consist of the many cells. The plant body also composed of the many cells. So we are multicellular. As well as cell product. Now we can explain this by taking the example of the body of cow. Let's example, this is the body of the cow. The body of cow contains the cells and the milk which present in the body of cow is a cell product. So the body of all living organism is composed of cell and cell products. That's why we say the cell are the structural unit. Though our body appears to be as one unit, but actually our body is not a single unit, but it is a combination of cell. Then also that in the better way we can explain the cell by taking the example of the wall. Suppose we are having a wall. This wall appears to consist of single unit, but when we closely observe the wall, we found that this wall is not single unit. It consists of small unit. They are the bricks. So the function of the brick in the wall is same to the function of the cell in our body. That's why we say the cell are the structural unit of the body. So now come to cell are the functional unit. Here the cell are the functional unit refers to the function of the living organism is depend upon function of the cell or coordinated activities of the constituent cell. So first part of the definition for the unicellular. So now come to, and for the unicellular organism, a single cell perform all the activities. For example, this is amoeba. The single cell can go for the reproduction, single cell go for nutrition, the single cell can go for the movement or locomotion. Being the single cell perform all the activities, we say cell are the functional unit in case of the unicellular organism. But the case is different in case of the multicellular. In this multicellular organism, the function of the living organism is depend upon the coordinated activities of the constituent body cells. Here also, the function of the living organism depend upon coordinated activity of the body cell. So that now we'll explain by having one example. For example, this is our heart. Then our heart contains many cells. Then assume that when you go for sleep or when you take any rest, then maximum body cell take rest, but heart cell do not take rest. Suppose assume one day all the heart cell they go for strike, so that we do not have to work because body do not gives us rest. In this case what happened? The heart is unable to perform function and will die. This is the case 1. Suppose now come the case 2. The case 2 is, suppose all the cells of heart, suppose this is the cell A, cell B, cell C and cell D, all they perform their individual function, individual activity, but they are not performing in a coordinated manner. If this happens, the heart also unable to perform function, so that will die or we can't alive. Now come to the third condition. In the third condition, all the heart cells and here they perform their function independently as well as they perform function in a coordinated way. If it happens that our heart perform function or start to pump the blood, that's how we can survive. So that function of our body depend upon function of the heart. Function of the heart depend upon the coordinated activities of the body cell. That's why, and we say the cell also has functional unit in case of the multicellular organism, because in the multicellular organism the function of the body depend upon the coordinated activities of the body cells. That's why this is all about the definition of the cell. The cell is a structural unit and cell is the functional unit of the living organism.